Good day, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of Fayette Focus. Harry Wright with you today. My guest from Kairos Madison Advisory Council. We have a lady that I have known for, well, practically all of my life, Mrs. Barbara Tope. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you.
Wonderful. You have been a teacher and several things at my Madison Plains High School. For how many years were you there?
20.
20 years, and you were a librarian at one time.
Yes,
and you've done many things there.
Yes,
Many.
I was an English teacher, and I started as a teacher's aide, and then I got my degree.
And then went on up. So I've known Mrs. Tope for many years. Now tell us, what is Kairos?
Kairos is a prison ministry. A group of volunteers goes into the institution for a weekend and conducts a religious retreat for selected inmates.
Now, when you say selected inmates, are they inmates that are on like the honor system or something?
They apply to do the weekend, and the chaplain and the prison officials select them. And it can be a hard job.
Oh, I can imagine.
For them, yeah, they some can get, depending on the size of the institution, they can have several hundred applications for not more than 42 spots.
Now, why are the spots limited? Is it just because that's all you can handle at one time? Or?
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's determined by the number of volunteers we have, which is one of the reasons that we're here today, and we're grateful to WCHO for giving us a little time.
Well, we're awful. It sounds like a wonderful project, and the first time that I heard of it was at your birthday celebration, and it intrigued me because people in the community usually shun the inmates instead of wanting to incorporate them in part of their life. And whenever people go and visit and try to help make an individual a better person, it's always interesting. Now, I understand that you're trying to get something started like an outreach here in Fayette County to help with the manpower.
Yes. So far, we've only had half as many volunteers as we'd like for a weekend. Kairos is active in a number of prisons in the state, but we're fairly new at Madison. Next October, we'll be doing our weekend number 3, and we'd like to have a full team this time, if possible.
Now, how many people do you need to call it a full team?
About 50.
About 50. So you have about half that many now.
Yes.
Wonderful. Now, if you would please, Mrs. Tope, swing the microphone over to Dave Thrasher. And Dave, we want to welcome you to the program. Grab a hold of that and pull it over. And thank you for coming in today. I know it's a little track down from Madison County way to get here, but tell us what your involvement with Kairos is.
Thanks, Harry, for having us. Last April was my first weekend going into Madison Correctional. But I have served on numerous other teams. I served as an inmate. Kairos changed my life in 2006, put me on the right direction. Like Mrs. Tope said, we go in for the weekend, and then every Tuesday we go back in. We don't just go in for a weekend and leave them. We go in every week and spend time with them, pray, share, and it's that every week process that helps men change their lives.
And you mentioned that it was a life-changing event for you to be a part of Kairos. Tell us a little bit about your involvement with it then.
Well, in 2006, my first weekend, I learned 4 things. I learned about forgiveness, and I learned about what's called agape love, which is Greek for unconditional. And 2 other things. I seen these men come in, and I knew that I wanted to be like them, and I wanted to associate with men like that. And that was the 4 things that helped change my life.
Wow, what a testament there. You saw something that you wanted to aspire to, and you worked hard and you aspired to it, and now you're on the healing end of things.
Absolutely. The warden of Madison gave me a shot, and it's my passion. It's my ministry for the rest of my life.
Now we'll swing back to Mrs. Tope here for a minute, and you're talking about maybe getting some help from Fayette County. What do you have coming up that people can come to?
the St. Andrew's Episcopal Church has agreed to host an informational meeting at the end of July 28th, and we'll be there at 7 o'clock that evening if people would like to come and learn more about the ministry. And we hope maybe there's someone out there listening to us now that's a person of faith and who's conscious of God's claim on their life, but they're not quite sure what to do about it. They haven't discerned the next step in their faith walk. Oh, if they'd like to join the Kairos prison ministry, we can show them how to take the message of God's love and forgiveness to people who desperately need to hear it.
And isn't that, I mean, when our Lord and Savior came to the people the first time, isn't that who he sought? It wasn't, he didn't go into the pious people. He went to the sinners. He went to the place where he was needed the most. And this sounds like just exactly his work in process here.
Absolutely.
And it's the 28th of July.
Yes.
And at St. Andrew's Episcopal Church, that's, folks, for you here in Fayette County, you know that's where all that good peanut brittle used to come from. That's
right.
Oh man, and then folks out there could make some peanut brittle, and it's right there on Highland Avenue, State Route 41 by the golf course, and it is the 28th of July at 7 o'clock.
Yes.
And you can go get some more information. Now, someone listening right now, Mrs. Tope says, yes, I want to be a part of this. How can they contact someone?
They could call me. Am I allowed to give my phone number? 740-874-3114.
That's 740-874-3114.
Yes.
So, folks, if you want to be a part of this great, great ministry, you can. And show up and call Mrs. Tope at that 874 number, and it'll be posted on our website. We'll have all that information there, and you can be a part of Kairos ministry as well, or Kairos, excuse me. I always pronounce it wrong, but she's been straight, and she's been an English teacher, folks, so she's quick at correcting me, which is great. And I just want to thank you for coming in, both of you. Dave Thrasher, thank you for your wonderful story about how great this ministry is. I mean, I've always said on this program, if we can just help one person's life, it's worth it. And here, you know, Kairos has helped this one person's life.
Well, we read in the newspaper every week about folks who are being sent to prison. And it's always for a certain length of time. You know, most of them are going to get out again. Do we want them to come back even more bitter and angry than when they went in? Or would we like them to be like Dave and come back trying to practice the golden rule?
That is so wonderful for you to say that, because I've had many people sit in that chair right there and say, when we send prisoners to prison, usually what we are doing is making the wrong connections with them. You know, they're connecting with criminals.
Yes.
And it's very rare that they get to connect with good people. Like, you know, Mr. Thrasher said, he saw these men coming in and he wanted to be like that. And so what a wonderful testament that is, that his life right there has been changed, makes it all worthwhile. My guest today on Fayette Focus, and I'm so glad to have them in, from Kairos Madison Advisory Council, we have Dave Thrasher and Mrs. Barbara Tope. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Harry.
Welcome again to another edition of Fayette Focus. Harry Wright with you today. My guest from Fire in the Sky LLC. We've got Dan Fowler. How are you, Dan?
Good, but we'll have to correct you on one thing. We're not an LLC anymore.
Oh, that all changed.
Yes, we had to change. We recently got a 501c3, and we found out that an LLC couldn't be a 501c3. So we changed our structure, which was basically some paperwork stuff, but we're now a not-for-profit corporation.
Which means everybody that donates to you for the fireworks can take it off their taxes.
That's correct.
So that's good to hear that, folks. If you make a donation to Fire in the Sky 2015, it is now tax deductible. That's great.
Yes, it is. It opens up a lot of doors for us. Each year, you know, donations come, they go. You get some donations from certain groups or people or businesses, and then the next year you don't see that. But we're hoping that this will bring back some of the ones that we've had previously.
Okay. Now you've got June 27th is coming up, and you've got a drive-through donation day that day. Tell us about that.
Well, each year we have 2 drive-up donations. By the time this airs, one of them will have already occurred. But the next one will be on June 27th from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. at the Washington Fire Department. And it's literally a drive-through donation. You don't even have to get out of your car. You just drive right in the front of the fire station, right to where we're at. You can get yourself a T-shirt, a hat. If we got any T-shirt hats left, we should have plenty by then. But you can make a donation. You can even donate now with a major credit card or through PayPal. And that can be done also on our website. So if you want to just sit at your computer and shove us some money for the show, go on your computer, bring up our website, which is fayfireinthesky.org.
Now, by doing that too, you can get the in-kind donation receipt and take it off your taxes.
Right. That's correct.
You got to love that. Being a 5013C is really a nice step up for Fire in the Sky.
It was a lot of work, but we were confident that we qualified for that, and the IRS agreed with us.
There you go.
Yes.
Now, the T-shirts, you're sporting one right now. You're celebrating 15 years.
15 years of Fire in the Sky. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
It is hard to believe that I'm that old.
I'm surprised that I lived this long to see 15 years.
But you can get the shirts. Now, they're really cool shirts, and for a $5 donation, you can get them at Easy Oil Change, the Fayette County YMCA, the Pettits at the corner of North and Court Street, Craig Sports and Shoes, and, of course, on the drive-through donation day, June 27th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Washington Courthouse Fire Department. Dan, tell us a little bit about the day's festivities for July 3rd.
Well, each year we're trying to add to what we've done the year before. This year, if we get enough fire departments to get involved, we're going to have a fire department challenge at 2 p.m. on the fairgrounds. And if you've never seen this, they basically suspend a ball on a cable, and they spray water from two different directions, and whoever pushes the ball over into the opposing team's territory, they win.
So it's kind of like a combination between water polo and tug of war.
Similar, but kind of different, yes.
So I imagine there won't be any firefighters turn that hose onto the other people holding the hose.
Well,
I'm sure that won't come into play.
Happens once in a while, but we used to do that, and a couple times a couple of people went to the hospital because those hoses put out a lot of pressure.
They'll knock you on your keister.
So we kind of make that a rule that no direct spraying of the other team, but it accidentally happens.
Every now and then it's like an oops. I got you. Yeah. But you got something new here that I'm seeing here, a little Miss Firecracker.
Yeah, we've done that the last several years, but it's something that's caught on kind of slow. But there are activities behind the Mahan building. They start actually at 5 o'clock. And it's from 5 to 5:45 is the registration for the Little Miss Firecracker.
Right.
It's limited to girls age 5 to 8, and there is a $10 entry fee required. Now that $10 entry fee goes right to Fire in the Sky.
There you go.
So you're not going to be giving money to someone else for that.
No.
All the money brought in during all these festivities goes directly to Fire in the Sky. At 6 o'clock, they're going to hold the Little Miss Firecracker contest, and I never have time to get over there for that because the 3rd's kind of a busy day for me.
I'd say you're a little bit busy.
Yeah,
yes.
A little bit busy. At 7 o'clock, Rock and Country, they start the entertainment, and they play till 10 o'clock. The fairgrounds itself is a very underutilized area for people to watch the show from, but there are places there which have very good vantage points. So. And everything is free, except for the $10 entry fee. Everything is free, so you're not charged for anything. I think there'll be a few vendors there, not very many, but a few vendors. We also get a portion of what those vendors bring in, and if we have any T-shirts left over, they'll be there for sale also.
But folks, if you really want to get a T-shirt, you can go ahead and go to Easy Oil Change, Fayette County YMCA, Pettits at the corner of North and Court Street, Craig Sports and Shoes, or show up at the drive-through donation day, June 27th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the fire department. You don't want to miss that right there. I know there's a lot of things going on June 27th, but you can swing right on in and drive through, never get out of your car, and in a few minutes be on your way with your stylish 15th anniversary shirt.
That's correct. One other thing that's happening this year that we haven't done in the past is that we're sponsoring an art contest, and it's actually the library is conducting that for us. The information about that was in the newspaper a few days ago, but if you want to read that same information was in the newspaper, go to our website at fayfireinthesky.org, and it'll tell you about that contest. There's a lot of information on that website about who we are, what we do, our donors, things like that. A lot of valuable information about what's going on that day, and if we add anything, we're going to be adding that to our website. Got a pretty cool website that we got going this year. So
Yeah, Fire in the Sky. I had a hard time with that .org. You're also on Facebook.
we are on Facebook also. I don't get to see it very often because I'm not a Facebook person, but they tell me it looks really good. I've seen it. It looks really great. We're always adding to that also. So.
All right, so folks, make sure you get your donations in. They're tax deductible this year. They're a 501(c) foundation there. Fire in the Sky. You got to like that. Dan, thanks for visiting with me.
Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of Fayette Focus. Harry Wright with you today. My guests from the Fayette County Relay for Life. I have three. I have Amy Mason, I have Renee Lloyd, and I have Leah Davis. And we're going to start off with Leah because we almost forgot her last time. So we're going to start off with her. And Leah, what do you have that's going on coming up to the big event?
Well, my primary job now is to just get all of our luminaries ready to go, and we're going to do our jug cutting on the 8th, so we'll get those ready. And we've got labels written out, and now I just need people to keep turning them in. And at the event, my team that I'm on, we're going to have a lot of stuff for sale. We're going to have glow necklaces and bracelets. We're going to have butterfly fans, and we'll have a hippie van photo op. So we've got a lot of stuff to get ready for, and we're getting down to crunch time now.
So if I don't have a luminary form, where can I get one?
I think they were going to put it in the paper, but if not, you can go to the website, the Relay for Life website, and go to Fayette County, and you should be able to fill it out there and get it sent in, and along with the $10 payment.
Well, that's pretty easy then.
Yeah.
Just to fill it out right there and then mail the $10 payment in.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. So how many luminaries are you looking for this year?
Well, I only have like 53 to 55, I think, and I need about 400 to fill them all up. So we really need to get those turned in for anyone that survived the fight to cancer or you've lost to the fight to cancer.
So it'd be in honor of if
In
you
honor or
survived or
memory.
memory of if they have lost their battle. I don't really say anybody has lost a battle. I think I think people who fight that battle are winners, whether because we know that the outcome most time is not going to be what we want. Sorry. And so anyhow, I don't like to consider it as a loss of the battle. I like to consider that it's a victory in their own right because
Correct.
they lived with it and they dealt with it. And it's a hard thing to do, not just for the person that has cancer, but for the family as well. So that's why this event is so much fun, is because it's family and friends getting together and supporting someone who's going through this or honoring someone who has already gone through it.
Yes.
So that's a lot of fun. So let's swing on over now to Amy. And Amy's the PR person, so she knows everything that there is to know about the Relay for Life. And I'll turn things over to you.
Hi, Harry.
Hi.
Our biggest thing that we're doing right now is, again, our push that this is a community event, and everybody's welcome to come out, whether they're on a team or not. And we're doing, for the first time this year, a Little Miss, Little Mister relay contest that is open to newborn to 12 years of age. They will be divided between different age groups, and we're requesting that they come out at 7 o'clock that night. It was when the contest will start, dressed in their best Woodstock gear.
It's Woodstock themed, folks.
Yes.
We're back on the farm in 1960s all over again. That's right.
And there is no charge to do this contest this year.
All right, so you just bring your little one out, ages newborn to 12, have them dressed in their best tie-dyes and bell-bottom jeans, and come on out and have a good time with that. No charge for it. And there's a lot of fun. I'm going to switch over to Renee now, who's the chair for this year's event. And that's what the relay is always about. It's always about a lot of fun for everyone.
Absolutely. We plan on having a lot of different games going on out there this year. We have a lot of theme laps, a three-legged race, a sack race, a mummy wrap lap. Bring your BYOTP. So bring your own toilet paper for that, and wrap a team member around to walk around the lap dressed as a mummy.
It's going to be a little
So it's
tough
gonna be a lot of
if
fun.
you wrap them legs. It's going to be a little tough to make that lap, isn't it?
Yeah, it will, but it'll be a lot of fun. We've got our frozen t-shirt contest. We do have to limit that. There will only be 50 shirts available. Scavenger hunt, backwards lap, a superhero lap. Dress as your favorite superhero or create your own. Pajama lap, a wet T-shirt contest. Don't get your hopes up, but bring your own T-shirt to play this game.
And she says, "Don't get your hopes up." You gotta like that, because well, it's the fun things, because a lot of things at the Relay for Life. I mean, you get giddy about 4:00 in the morning.
Absolutely.
I mean, when you've been up that long, you get a little giddy.
And this is at 3:00 in the morning. So there you go.
There you go. So it's the perfect time for that.
Yes. At 4:00 in the morning, we're going to have a line dance party. So if you're a line dancer, come on out. We've already got some songs put back, so we're ready for it.
And you'll have music all night.
Absolutely. DJ Charlie McCoy will be there from
and
6 p.m.
folks,
to 6 a.m.
It's something to do in the middle of the night. It's summer. We've had some really, actually kind of cool weather here lately. And, it's just going to be real nice to hang out with family and friends. I'm sure every one of the campsites, there'll be people sleeping, of course, but there'll also be people sitting up and doing things and telling stories and having fun and just kind of visiting. It's a real nice weekend to get together with friends and family and support those who are going through the battle with cancer. You're going to have the opening ceremonies, of course. Tell us a little bit about that.
At 6 a.m., we have our opening ceremony presented by our event leadership team. National anthem will be performed by Kristen Preston and a prayer by Pastor Justin Seiler from Heritage Memorial Church. And then we've, of course, got our survivor lap and a caregiver lap. That's for those who are not only caring for someone now, but have cared for someone that has already passed on. So that's very important. And of course, of our team lap, and then the survivors can go over and have a wonderful dinner sponsored by the Rusty Keg.
There you go. Now you want to be there to support the survivors, and I like how you do the caregivers, because it is a huge burden upon people. And we do it because we love that person. That's our family member. But to sit there and watch them battle cancer every single day, and then the outcome is not always what we want. And it's nice that you recognize the survivors, because they do such a large part in those people's lives.
Yes.
So anything else you girls want to talk about? I know we're getting down. We got just 11 days from the time this show airs until you guys are going to be all crazy for a weekend.
It's hard to believe that it's almost here.
It's almost here.
It's exciting.
And people are going to ask, well, when do you start planning the next event? Well, basically after this one's over.
Well, we do have until August 31st to try to reach our goal, which our goal is $44,000, which is quite a way. So we have until August 31st to hopefully reach that goal. And then, hoping for a kickoff in October. Now,
if somebody's going to be out of town for the event and they can't show up to the relay, but they want to help, how can, after June 19th, how can they help?
Come to our meetings. We're going to have a wrap-up meeting sometime in September to get our final numbers. Everyone will know about that and get our committee set for next year. If they just want to make a donation, go to the relayforlife.org/Fayette, Ohio.
And make your donation there.
Make a donation there.
And if you want to be involved in it next year, you'll always take volunteers.
Absolutely. They can contact Courtney Ross at the American Cancer Society. They can contact myself, Renee Lloyd. My number is 740-463-9632.
All right, my guest today, and I didn't forget you, Leah. See? I had to do it first so I wouldn't forget you. But we have three lovely ladies from the Fayette County Relay for Life. We have Amy Mason, Renee Lloyd, and Leah Davis. Girls, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Harry.